Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to this new lecture. And in this lecture, we will be using a virtual machine which lets us install and run Linux on our computer without affecting our main operating system. Now, to do this, you will need virtualization software. I will guide you step by step through the setup in VirtualBox. And also, you can carry the same setup in VMware Workstation Player. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is download the VirtualBox. Head head on to this virtualbox.org website and get started and click on this download option, right? And then you have to choose the platform. If you are on a Windows host, click on this Mac OS and then Linux distribution. So I'm on a Windows host and click on this, and it should give you this setup, which is around 106 megabytes. Once this is completed, click on this. This should start the installation. All right, something like this, the wizard. Accept, next, next, and yes, yes, and next. Install. So this is all default. Just hit next, 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 follow the wizard, and after some time, once the wizard is completed, you are ready to go with the VirtualBox installed on your system. Okay, also you need to keep this in mind, that the virtualization in your BIOS, okay, system BIOS setting, it should be enabled. Now how to check that? Right click on your task manager, go to performance, and just check this virtualization is enabled or not. If this is enabled, you're fine to go. If this is not enabled, then you have to go to your BIOS and enable the virtualization. Okay, now if I click checkbox this, obviously the application will open up. Otherwise, you can go to your start menu and search for this VirtualBox, or on the desktop also you should have an icon. Okay, so the VirtualBox is gonna look something like that. So this is the first step. Now the second step is to download the Ubuntu OS. Now you can go to this link, official site of Ubuntu, and which is this one, and then accept all this, and then you have to download the Ubuntu desktop. Okay, desktop is with the GUI and this is only the CLI. Okay, so download the Ubuntu desktop like this here. Download the desktop, and then you have the uh, versions, right? To 24 is right now the latest, 2404 1 and 2410. So this is the one. So let's go ahead with 2404. And okay, so it's just asking you for the email address and all. It's not necessary because if you go to your downloads, this has already started downloading. So this is around 5.8 gigs. Once this is download, we'll head back to our VirtualBox and see what to do. And once this is done, I will resume the video. I have the Ubuntu, I think the the previous version. Yes, I have the 22.40, so I'll be using that. It is the same process. It's also an ISO. So once you have this downloaded, and then you can proceed ahead like the way I am doing it right now. So I'll just cancel this because this is big file. Okay, now I will add. Now if you click on add, obviously this is gonna ask you for the OVA file. Then you have the new, because we are going to install using an ISO file, so we will have to create the VM first. So we'll name this as Ubuntu 22, let's say, and this is the folder where by default it's gonna be saved, the files of the VM. If you don't have space in your C drive, you can move it to some other drive as well. You can go to D or whatever you want, right? You can do that. Then you have to select the ISO file. So I will go here and click on this, and in my this thing I have the Ubuntu 22.4. I'm selecting that. By default it's also already selected the, it has already selected the type and all detected, right? And then I can click on next, and then you have the username and password. This thing has a username password which is set to vbox user. Password you can change I mean, see that is change me and change me. Okay, this is the default, and then there is a default password for the Ubuntu as well. I will let you know. This is all additional options. Just hit on next, and this is where you allocate. Let's say you can go ahead with 2 GB as well, but I'll go with the 4 GB, and I will assign. I have, because I have 12 CPUs, so let's say I'll assign 4 CPUs to this, uh, and hit on next. Okay, this is the virtual drive. You can go ahead with the. I mean, this is all thin provisioning. It is not gonna use this much, but if you click on this, this is gonna assign that particular this amount of storage to this VM statically, but we don't want that. Okay, hit on next, and this is a summary of what we did, so just finish, and that's all. We are set. Now once you are here, this is gonna power up the VM. Wait for this. Yeah, now we have to basically uh, continue with the installation. You have a couple of options. You want to try or install Ubuntu. You have Ubuntu with safe graphics and all. So we'll hit on the first option, and we'll proceed with the wizard to install the Ubuntu OS on our VirtualBox as a VM. Okay, great. Now you can see the first view of the desktop version of the Ubuntu. Okay, so the Ubuntu has been installed. As you can see, this is the VBox user, and if you remember the password, it's change me. I think with the capital C or a small c. Yeah, I'm just try the small letters. Yeah, so this is the initial setup. Just skip everything, and then previous. I think, yeah, no, don't send the info, and next, and done. So this is how the Ubuntu desktop version is like. Okay, so you can use this as a operating system, like you use the Windows and all, you can use it. And so this is how we install the VM on Oracle VirtualBox. So you can just go ahead, right click and open in terminal. So I hope you know, through terminal we can access the shell and then issue commands to the OS, right? So for example, we have a command which is who am I. This will show you the user, which is VBox user. Okay, you can do change directory to go ahead and see again who am I. It is the same user, but in the previous one it was the directory which was desktop, if you can see here. Now I am in the root. If you see pwd, which is basically showing the present print working directory. We will see all these commands in next lecture, but it's just a quick overview. So it will show you the home folder, and it's the VBox user, right? Like that, you have ls command, which will list all the directories, and we can see all these things, right? So this is how you install the Ubuntu Linux on your VirtualBox. Hope you can follow up till now, and we will go through the commands, basic commands, in the next lesson. So stay with me, and I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Bye bye.